What's up, everybody? Dave Swift here, clientamp.com, and I got some good news for the Letterly fans out there. Letterly has been named one of AppSumo's Tools of the Year for 2024. Congrats to the entire Letterly team. Now, I'm going to be bringing back my review of this innovative voice-to-text tool in this video so we can rewatch a blast from the past together. If you want to know more about AppSumo's Tools of the Year, make sure you check my playlist down below. I've got a dedicated video for every single tool that was named a Tool of the Year in 2024. And I've also got my AppSumo link down there so you can help support the content along the way. All right, now let's hit play. Here is that Letterly review. This is another edition of That LTD Life, the series where I review the best and sometimes the worst lifetime deals you can find on the internet to save you time and money as you find the tools you need to grow your online business. Today, we're looking at an AI-based tool. It's 2024, everything's AI-based, but this one is kind of interesting to me, actually. It's called Letterly, and what it does is it lets you talk to your phone, and it doesn't just do a transcription, but it'll actually clean up your conversation. So you can just ramble to your phone. It's gonna clean it up and turn it into usable content. It's supposed to repurpose your words into a lot of different formats. I think there was over 20 different formats. Let's check that. Yeah, here are the plans and pricing. It has 27 ways to rewrite your text with AI. You can do up to 15-minute recordings, and it doesn't matter what plan you choose here. It's based on the number of users you have. So if you just want to use it for yourself on your own personal phone, it's going to be plan 1. If you have more users, you'll find a plan that corresponds with that number of devices. Now, after plan 2, I'm just going to point out one kind of idiosyncrasy I did notice. After plan 2, it looks like you're going to get 2 devices per code. And that is true. As you go up to code number 4 codes, you get 6 devices. And you go up to 5, you get 8 devices. But between 5 and 6, something strange happens where you actually get an additional device. So I'm going to point that out there. That goes up by 3. Never happens again. So if you need a certain number, that might be the sweet spot if you want to get some extra codes for employees that you weren't considering. Well, there's a little price break there. All right, so all of this is fine and dandy, but how does the tool actually hold up? Is it going to be something that's usable, or is it going to be one of those apps you put on your phone thinking it's going to make you more productive, and then you never look at it again after about a week and a half? Well, let's find out. This is the Letterly website, and I'm going to download the app here in a moment. You can hover over the App Store or Google Play Store to get the QR codes to download the app. But before I do that, I just want to point out how beautifully done this website is. Not that that is the end all be all, but often if a website is really ugly looking, it doesn't give me any hope for the UI of the app itself to be aesthetically pleasing. Looks like something here is not loading correctly on my browser. Maybe there's supposed to be a little video. Oh, yep, there it is. There's a pause button over here. As I was saying, if the website looks terrible, usually the app does too. Now, just because the website looks good doesn't mean the app is going to, but it's almost never the other way around, where the website is crap, but then the app is delightful and you enjoy using it. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm actually going to download the app and see what the pricing is like inside of the app before I even buy anything on AppSumo. That way we can kind of compare and see what we're really getting for our money. So I've got their website open. I'm going to hover over the App Store icon. I got my phone. I'm going to go ahead and scan the QR code. It brings me right to their app in the store. And you can see that it said get with in-app purchases. So I'm going to go ahead and install the free version right now. All right, the app is now installed. Let's go ahead and open it up. And it says speech to magic to text. So obviously, instead of just speech to text, we are injecting some magic in between. That's the concept. I think that's supposed to communicate. Let's get started. It says, what do you want to do with Letterly? We have the option here of messages and emails. Sure. Notes, thoughts, and ideas. Honestly, this all sounds pretty good. I'm probably not going to do any journaling with it quite yet, but maybe some social media posts. And let's hit continue. Begin your journey to effortless writing. And then it offers me a 7-day free trial. So let's go ahead and view their plans. All right, so it says 25 plus rewrite options. That corresponds with what we saw on AppSumo. And it says unlimited number of notes and up to 15 minutes of recording. So this is the exact plan that we are getting over on AppSumo. And if we compare this over on AppSumo, notice down here on the deal terms and conditions, this is called their Pro plan. So any future features they add to this plan, we will also get with our AppSumo lifetime deal. Now, kind of interesting, you only get the 7-day trial if you do the yearly option. If you switch to monthly, it just says continue. So I guess for the sake of trying this out, I'm going to do the yearly plan And if I really like it, then I'll go back over to AppSumo and get the lifetime deal. But there's no reason to buy it if I'm just going to end up returning it, even though AppSumo does have, best in business, best in class, in my opinion, return policy. So let's go ahead and start my 7-day trial. Now, one of the best things you can do when you sign up for a free trial for an app and you're not really sure you want to continue is just right away go and unsubscribe. That way, in 7 days or however long the trial is, you don't accidentally forget and then get charged. So I do this all the time. As soon as I sign up for a trial, I just go ahead and find the settings to unsubscribe right away before I even use the app. So just quick aside here, all you do is open up your settings, click on your name at the top. This is obviously for iPhone. And then you'll go to subscriptions. And there it is right here, Letterly. I'll just tap on that and then cancel free trial. Notice it says you can still access it until July 14th. I'm recording this on July 7th, so I get my full trial. I'll hit confirm. There we go. And now I'm not at risk of accidentally getting charged the $100. If it turns out I like this, I'm gonna buy it on AppSumo for less than that for sure, because it's $99 a year on the phone. It's gonna be a one-time purchase of $59 on AppSumo. And it looks like they do offer the same trial on the Google Play Store. And someone actually asked this question on AppSumo already. It says you can use the free trial for 7 days and then enter an AppSumo code, but don't forget to cancel the subscription. So we're well ahead of them before the end of the trial, so you won't be charged. So it looks like they wouldn't be able to override the subscription on the App Store. You could actually have both going on at the same time. So that's a very important tip if you do decide to go with the trial first. All right, well, it says, congratulations, time to write like a pro. Let's try it out. Go to the future. Okay, so it says, hi there, let's make up the first recording and then need some ideas, swipe to get some. So I can send messages to an old friend, describe my thoughts in detail for my new brilliant idea, reflect on my day for some journaling, and it looks like that's it. I wonder what happens if I hit this X over here. That clears out all of the ideas. That's kind of strange. I want them back, but I guess I'm stuck. Then I've got these 3 options at the bottom. One looks like kind of the symbol for AI, and if I click on that, it takes me to basically like a text editor that's automatically dated. And then obviously in the middle is going to be the recording. And then on the right, that looks like a gear icon, kind of. So I assume this is going to be some settings. Yeah, this is going to be basically your configuration. We've got our general settings here, talk to the founders, rate the app, and then we can add a license code in here. This is where we're going to enter in our AppSumo code if we make a purchase. Other than that, there's no real settings. So it's just time to actually try this thing out. I'm going to hit the microphone. Okay, so here I am. I'm talking to Letterly, and it's obviously listening to what I'm saying. I can see it's kind of, displaying this nice animation as though it's like a sound waveform. But if I get going, I notice there's kind of a redo button in the lower left-hand corner. So because I'm not really making a lot of sense so far, I'm just going to go ahead and restart this. Now, I want to think of a topic to ask Letterly about. So maybe I'll try to come up with maybe some social media posting ideas. So let's try that. I'm going to go ahead and hit this redo button here and we'll start again. So I believe that most people would be best served if they didn't invest in expensive SaaS products, but instead focused more of their business marketing technology budget on things like open source software and lifetime deals. It's kind of silly to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on an Asana subscription or using a very expensive CRM that maybe is making you your money back, but maybe you could also save $3,000-$4,000 a year if you used a lifetime deal or an open source alternative that you could easily host on your own. I think I should create some social media content about this. All right, let's see how that does. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. And now it is transcribing what I've said with this nice, beautiful transcription animation here. It says transcription is in progress. You can create a new note or come back later. Your recordings are safe. So while this is working, I could go back out. Oh, looks like the transcription just popped up. And now it says rewrite. I'm definitely messed that up. Let's go back in. Okay, I'm opening up my transcription here. And now I have 3 options at the bottom. I could just get the transcription exactly as it is, or I could rewrite it. So I'm going to choose that option. And now it says magic slightly to clean up the text, significantly for better understanding, or there is more. So I can do structured using bullet points and headings, shorter, make a list, or we can do content creation. This is pretty cool. I can make an X post, an X thread, a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post. You can see all the options here, a video script, a newsletter, a journal entry, a gratitude journal. All right, what I'm going to do, I think, is let's try out a newsletter. Okay, so it's thinking, and here we go. It's given me the newsletter, and it looks like it's not formatted very nicely, but it's actually using something called Markdown. So if I were to copy and paste this into a Markdown editor, it would look very beautiful. All right, let's check out the quality of the content. Is it any good? Because I noticed one thing right away that is a telltale sign of AI, and it says, "Hello, subscriber name. We hope this message finds you well." I can't believe that AI is still saying, "I hope this message finds you well." I mean, it's just the biggest giveaway possible. I'm surprised they have not like hard coded that into the LLMs. All right, so as I read through the newsletter, it's actually almost word for word what I said. It's definitely cleaned up. The punctuation is nice. Everything looks great, but it's not really expanded upon at all. In fact, it even ends with, "We're excited to create some social media content around this topic, so stay tuned for more tips and insights." I was kind of thinking that out loud as I made the note. So perhaps I need to find a way to edit the note before I change the content. Let's see if there's a way to do that. So I'm going to go back out. Here's my note. Well, actually, that's the newsletter. So can I find previous versions? I can delete this rewrite. Let's see what happens if I do that. Okay, then it reverts back to my original text. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead in here and I can just edit this. So I can say, I'm going to end this last sentence where it says, let's see how that does. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And I'll remove even one sentence prior to that about the social media content. Okay, and now I'm going to rewrite this. And this time I want to expand upon it. I want it to be much longer. Actually, it looks like there's no way to expand upon the text. So let's go ahead and just try magic. AI will choose the best way to rewrite. Okay, now it's got me the little icon and it has been rewritten. It's not any longer for sure. Let's see if it's any better quality. All right, so this looks pretty nice. The only thing it really substantially changed is it added a title at the top where it says investing in SaaS products, open source software, and lifetime deals. Maybe not the most descriptive title I could think of, but you know what I also just figured? There's those little dots at the top. Perhaps you're watching the screen yelling at it thinking you don't need to delete the rewrite. As we saw before, there's the triple dots. I can delete stuff. I can share it from here. I can save the audio. But if I just scroll or swipe to the right, it takes me back to the previous, the original in this case, where I could then generate another rewrite. And if you notice here, we got about halfway down through like the social content creation. There's actually some really nice things with emails. So we can do casual emails, formal emails, and then we can do summaries as well. So if you just talk for like 10 or 15 minutes, you could have it then, change that into basically a short summary or a detailed summary, even meeting takeaways. So you meet with someone, you sit down, hit record, talk with them, and then this would be able to summarize it for you. Really nice from that point of view. That's actually one of the first things that you probably couldn't do with just your standard ChatGPT or Claude subscription. You could do it. It would just be more cumbersome because you'd have to actually record the meeting, let's say using your phone's voice memo platform, and then take it into your computer and use like a whisper model to transcribe it, and then get that transcription and then paste it into your, Claude subscription or your ChatGPT subscription, and then ask it to summarize it. So you could definitely do all of the things inside of this app without having this app, but it just makes it a lot easier and more convenient. And that's kind of what software is for. All right, so I'm going to change this into, let's say, how about a friendly message? Let's see what that does. Here it says, I think it would be really beneficial for most people to avoid investing in pricey SaaS products. Instead, they could focus their business marketing technology budget on open source software and lifetime deals. So yeah, I would definitely say that this is a more friendly version of what I just said. I like it. It, probably could take a page out of how they communicate, be a little bit more friendly. I don't know. And now I could scroll through all of the different versions here. All right, so really nice interface. One other thing I noticed when I was going through the rewrite option is that there is some little stars here. So if there's types of rewrites that you like to use a lot, let's say, I don't know, how about casual email? I could put a star next to it, and then it's up at the top here for favorites. And then I can easily grab casual email. It's going to repurpose that, and there we go. Now, one nice thing here is I'm not limited by how many rewrites I do. I can have it rewrite it as many times as I want. The only real limits on this plan is that 15-minute length of recording. I wish that were honestly a little bit longer. It would be really nice if we could get the recording time up to 1 hour. I think that would be the sweet spot because most meetings are going to be done by 1 hour. And if they're not, you can obviously just stop it and then record again. All right, a couple other nice things to point out about this app is that it does work with the screen off. Let's try that out. So I'm going to go back out of my message here. We'll do a new recording and I'm just going to close my phone here. And now I am recording. That is just the lights you saw on my phone. I'm recording. Let's see if it's actually going to capture anything. I'm going to talk and talk, and here we go. I'm all done. I'm going to open up my phone, and I'll hit stop. And let's see what the transcription looks like. Yeah, it looks like the transcription is perfect. It continues recording even with your phone closed. So that is both cool and disturbing because now you don't know if someone's recording your conversation and transcribing it so that it can use AI to steal your thoughts and ideas. This also works offline. It does recordings offline, but I can't imagine it doesn't do any of the wizardry of, the magic part where it injects that in between. You're gonna need to connect for that, I have to imagine. So why not try it out? One last thing, I'm gonna throw this thing into airplane mode. We'll turn off Wi-Fi. And I go back out, I'll hit record. Hey, I'm testing out offline recording here. I can see I've got about 14 minutes and 54 seconds left, but don't worry, I'm not gonna take that long. I know it says nothing will be lost even though I'm offline, but I'm worried a little bit. All right, let's stop the recording. Okay, so I'm done recording. Now, instead of going through the transcription process, it just shows me kind of a little animation, but it hasn't gone through the normal transcription process. If I open up the doc, it says connect to the internet. So let's do that and see how quickly it transcribes. All right, I'm connected and like immediately it started processing. So that's pretty cool. This seems like a really well-written app. Depending on how much you'd use it is whether or not this would be useful. But like, does it do what it says it was going to do? Absolutely. All right, I'm just gonna do one more recording here. I wanna test out one of the rewrites called list mode or whatever it was called exactly, I'm not sure, but let's try it out. I'm gonna list some things here. All right, so when I go to the grocery store, I need to make sure that I get some berries, some avocados, some turkey deli meat, and perhaps some toilet paper. I think we're almost out. And you know what? I better not forget to pick up some avocado oil for cooking. We've been using that a lot lately, and I think it's getting short. All right, that is all. All right, so now it's doing the transcription. And now I'm gonna go down in the rewrites to list, make a list for tasks, shopping, etc. All right, so I'm gonna choose that. And I'm hoping it's gonna kind of cut out all of that extra stuff that I said. There we go, it does. It did a pretty nice job of that. Again, it's using Markdown. So it's got me the grocery list, berries, avocados, turkey deli meat, toilet paper, and it says check if almost out, avocado oil for cooking. Really, really nice. I mean, that's beautiful. I could just ramble exactly what I need to get, wandering around the house and end up with a finished grocery list. Pretty cool. All right, to wrap this up, let's see what we can do with these texts. If I hit the share with button here, it's gonna pop open my normal share sheet and I can send this over to any app. So if you happen to use, say, like Apple Notes, you can click one button here and then you have a brand new note with everything that you just created. Now, the downside is that Apple Notes doesn't actually support Markdown, so you'll end up with those weird formatting marks. So in this note, of course, there's only one instance of the Markdown. It doesn't look that terribly bad, but a nice feature upgrade that they could maybe plan for the future is an option to export in HTML or maybe just like rich formatting so that it doesn't only use Markdown. I love Markdown and I wish it was on every application. However, it's currently not. So we do have to have good ways to go interchangeably between different formats that don't involve using like web tools that regular people are not going to know about or be able to manage to figure out how to copy and paste out of. So, all right, so overall, I think this is a pretty cool app. I could definitely see myself using it right away. Whether or not it would hang on for the long term really just kind of depends on how good the AI features get that are already built into your phone. So that would be my only kind of hesitation about if I'm going to use this long term, because I can imagine just talking to your built-in voice assistant and doing the exact same thing and having it generate a note on your native platform for you. That would obviously be the best because everything's all built in. But right now, this works and it's got all those options for different types of content that I could see being really useful as well. All right, so I'm gonna give Letterly a 7.7. I think this is a really beautiful app with excellent execution. My one hesitation is what I already mentioned about the longevity of it, whether or not it's just gonna simply be replaced with functions in our default apps. So I don't know if I'd want to make a huge investment in it if it's going to be built in maybe in 3 or 4 months to the OS of whatever platform you're using. And hey, I'd love to use this on my desktop as well. Why does it only work on the phone? That's something I would love to have solved, because this seems like it would be useful right inside of my desktop, so I could easily go into like emails and paste things into that. So that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, always leave them in the comments. If you want some help with your website or your online business, make sure you check out clientamp.com. Me and my team would be happy to check out what you're working on and see if there's some way we could contribute to your success. My name, once again, is Dave Swift. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.